Hi, YouTube. Okay, let's do a why video versus a how-to video. So you're gonna and Nala's gonna help with the video. So the first video I come to, the lady wasn't speaking. So she's putting her flower together, and she's running things at the top of the screen in red, and I didn't have my glasses on. So my tissue paper was 20 by 20, and this is how it comes out. Nala is Vanna. She's going to show you here. And then I'm like, what happened? So I put my glasses on, I rewatched the video, and I'm like, oh, okay. So then I get this, and I get this. And then the husband, look, don't tell him I told you guys. Look, he made a little one. Isn't that adorable? I can't tell you what the dimensions exactly are on this. Stop, Nala. Quit. The dog is attacking me. Quit. Okay, so I don't know what the dimensions are on this, but we could probably guess for you, okay? So isn't that cute? So don't tell him I told you. So why I got this, and let me tell you why I got this, okay? And then I'm going to tell you how I got these instead, which are exactly what you want, right? So, in the video, my sheets were 20 by 20, and what they didn't say is your length needs to be longer than your width. It can't be even. If it is, you're going to get that, okay? I tossed them on the floor to make it easy. Nala, leave it alone. Because, as you start to pull them out and then pull your sheets, they won't kind of meet in the middle like this, right? This one is only 3/4 of the way done. But there's one end and there's another end. I just started pulling them together, and I left it in this stage because I'll tell you why in a second. But let's go backwards real quick. Okay, so when you get to this stage, before you tie it, you're going to unfold all of it. You're going to pull your green, and I want you to cut your green separate, okay? Just put your green together by itself. You're going to take it out of this. You're going to cut it, and I want you to cut it either a little bigger or a little more narrow. And then that way, as you look at it, it actually will look like a leaf when you look at it, right? Or you get this one if you round it off a little bit. And then you can take your pink, take it all apart, do your leaves separate, okay? So then that way, they look different, okay? Do your leaves just a little bit shorter, like we did on this one. So then that way you actually notice you have a leaf, right? So these flowers, not counting this baby one over there in the middle, you can tell that one's different. Say hi, Nala. No, Nala's got to say hi. She's being good. She's not barking and woo-wooing at us. These are 20 inches in length by 13 width, okay? That one too. The yellow is 6.5 inches in width, 20 inches in length. That one is not. He was goofing off with my scraps, so I'm going to guess maybe the pink in the very middle is probably 2 or 3 inches in width. I would say probably more like 14 inches in length. I don't know. He was using scraps from these when we did it. And the scrap was 7 inches that we cut off in width. Okay? So it's probably 7 inches in width by 20 inches in length for the green and the pink, the dark pink, and then the light pink is probably, if it's probably like 3.5 or 3, okay, to get the baby one. Guessing. So, because your length and your width need to be different. So, but he was using scraps to make that one. He was watching me do it, and then he just was over there goofing off and did it. So I was like, oh, so I'm going to make him do more of those. Let's come back to this mess here. So, you're going to put you're going to put your everything back together, but before you do, I want you to put little baby slits in your yellow, okay? Just a little. Here, I'll show you on this one. Because that's going to give you this. And does that help? That's what it looks like. So it's going to give you this. Now, this one's not done, so when I'm finally done, it'll be enough that you won't see where it's tied at, right? So it won't matter what color I used in the end. If you tie it too tight, some of those ladies were using fishing line and they were tying this really tight. And that would probably work for them, but if you go way down deep in there where you tie it, it was really hard. The first one I made also was a little tight, and so it was hard to separate each layer. Okay, but this is one that I'm going to get ready to finish. Of course, 20 inches in length, 13 in width, except for the yellow. The yellow is 20 inches in length, 6.5 inches in width. And if you want to be really creative, you could have done what I did over here with the yellow and the orange. And then you could add another, say, 2 or 3 inches and do 2. I'll have to do that again, I guess, on another one. I think I'm out of oranges. That's probably why I didn't do another color. So this is what I've got. I'm going to start to open this up. But you need this, you need an accordion style. You need it to where it's a half a moon. So as you start to pull it around, okay, so when we have this and I open it up and I start to pull pieces up, and I'll have to get my tripod out, and, you know, and then that way it makes a circle. That is the why that I didn't get on the first couple videos that I was watching when I accidentally made this, which looks like a butterfly. So I think I'm actually going to use some pipe cleaners and literally make that a butterfly. And I think it'll be really cute when I'm done. Because, I mean, it's not really that bad, but I think I'm going to make it a butterfly. And I accidentally tore a couple places on it. But here you go. So I'm going to guess that the baby one is probably 7 inches in width, 20 inches in length. The pink is probably maybe 3 inches in the middle to get this, okay? Some of them say to use 10 sheets total, so 8 pink, 2 green, and then 2 yellow. I did more on mine, okay? So this is probably more like 12 or 14 pink, and this one here is every other color. Dark and light, dark and light, dark and light. I stacked it, okay? That one there, I did not. It's just plain pink all the way. And then, of course, that one's just plain pink. Some of these I also made, has a dark green, and then a light green, and then a pink. I don't think it looks bad, but you really don't see the dark green. It's really full. This one's even fuller because we used a few extra. It's personal preference. Start by making 8 or 10 total, get the hang of it, and then go from there, okay? So there you go. If you know the why of it, you can do any size you want, right? You can do the baby ones. You could do the bigger ones. If you want even bigger, and you can go buy... maybe at a party supply store has bigger than 20 inches, just make sure your width is less. So say if you're going to do a 30 inch in length, then maybe do like a 14 or 16 inch width, okay? That way, when you get ready to do it, mine are 20 inches in length and 13 in width, except for the yellow. The yellow is 20 inches in length and 6.5 in the width. And then once you stack them all together, this is what you get, okay? And then I'll go ahead and start to kind of unfold this, and I'll show you. Be right back. Okay, we're halfway there. Let me finish the other side so you can see what it looks like. And this crazy dog. I swear, only when I have a cell phone in my hand, She's like, Mom, you're not paying attention to me. So, isn't she cute? Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so the one I was just working on is this one here. I still need to kind of work with it a little bit more. Once I get it all pulled up, look at her. She's like, oh, you're pointing. Here, let me bite your finger. Once I pull it all up, I will then go back through and kind of work it all back down, okay? And kind of pull all these. She's so goofy. She's like, oh, you're pointing. Here, I should help you. And she's not biting me hard. She's just like nibbling me because I'm not paying attention to her. But I will kind of work the lowers back down, okay, when I'm back up on the bed and not on the floor with the dog. And then just kind of pull these kind of back down a little bit. I'll work it a little bit better so it looks a little better, right? Because right now I just finished pulling them all upwards. And then I need to finish working on that one too. And then, of course, this white one, I haven't finished it yet. I need to finish pulling this whole group back up. So, but there's the why, okay? When you're making tissue paper flowers, your length and your width cannot be equal because you won't get the semicircle. So when you start putting them all back together, you won't get around, okay? There's something that they won't tell you when they're just being silent and running it across the top of your YouTube video. Again, my measurements, 20 inches in length, 13 inches in width. The yellow in the middle was 6.5 inches in width, 20 inches in length. And as you've seen on this one, what you've seen at the very beginning with them accordion style, that is what I started with. If you tie them too tight, it becomes hard to pull the things off separately. And then you run the risk of accidentally of tearing it. But, play with it. Do 1 or 2 trial and error ones. And then go ahead and give it a shot and, work on the ones that you want to keep. And then that way you won't be like me and wind up with a butterfly. You could tell me in comments, but I do think that would work as a butterfly. Or I can hide it and not tell anybody I messed up, and nobody but you guys will ever know that, I messed up. But the whys of it, there you go. Do your leaves separate so you wind up with a pretty leaf. Right? Here's this leaf. There's that leaf. Don't cut your leaves the same as the rest of the flower part of the tissue paper, because then it won't look like a leaf, okay? You can use your scraps, make baby ones, try that out. Like I said, he used my scraps, and that would have been 7 inches that I cut off. And so my guess is it's 20 inches in length, about 7 inches in width, and then that'll make the pink probably half that, maybe 3 inches. You guys see, and you can refer back at the beginning when I had the other one folded, all together. That was this one. There you go. Try every other one in a favorite color, okay? Like this one, that is light pink and dark pink. You can do white, and then of course my favorite color is pink. You could do plain pink. You could do other colors. They don't even have to be flower colors, guys. You can do blue and red or whatever you want to do. So, but the whys and the how-tos kind of go ahead and Google tissue paper flowers. I did. At the very beginning, I showed where I had only cut the one slit. And as I started to pull this, I realized the opposite side that was this way, I ended up having to cut slits on all the sides, okay? Does that make sense? So this one, I ended up having to cut more. because you've seen when I had it all stacked this way, I only had one side cut with slits, and the other side ended up having to be cut with slits because once I started, it's like, oh crap, what was I thinking? So there you go. I'm rambling. I'm going to get off here. Your length and your width need to be different so your flower comes out as a flower. And have a great day, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.